Hi, I'm Jason.
I'm Elaine.
Welcome to our house.
Well, welcome to the Earl and Oza Crownover Brown House, which is on the National Historic Registry in Arkansas. And because of the builder, Silas Owens Sr., who was a local stonemason in this area. And this house was built in 1943, which is right in the middle of the time period he was building houses. And
so we purchased this house about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
And I was reached out by a local friend that's a realtor and said, hey, here's a house. Be perfect for you to flip. And so I was looking at a house to purchase to flip. And
I said, no, we're not going to flip it. We have 3 kids. Our oldest daughter's in college, and she was married in August, so she's out of the house. And then our younger daughter is graduating high school in 2 years. And then our 15-year-old son will be following in those footsteps. So I'm ready to start downsizing. We're moving into that, getting close to that empty nest stage of life, and ready to have less stuff, smaller house, and that I want to move from our current house here.
Yeah. So we have a whole lot of stuff going on the inside already. We're doing a lot of, would you call it exploratory
demolition. Yes, the house did not look like this when we purchased it. It looks quite a bit worse than when we bought it.
And so we're going to walk through the house here in a little while, but today I want to go outside and really show you why the house caught our attention in the first place. So let's go outside. All right, so this house was built right on the side of Highway 65, which was actually constructed in the 1930s. You see, it's a lot different than it was even whenever I grew up just south of here. We had a 2-lane road, no stoplights. Now I'm in a town of, Greenbrier is a town of 5,000 or 6,000 people with all kinds of stoplights. But now we have 4-lane for almost from here to Missouri now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of changed a lot, but this is the reason why we love these houses.
It's mixed masonry. That's what Silas Owens Sr. was known for, mixing brick and rock. And this rock in particular was quarried here in Damascus.
Yes.
At the Damascus quarry just south of here.
Yeah, that's actually located just behind me, about 1 mile straight behind me.
Our current house.
Yeah, well, so is the quarry.
Yeah.
The quarry was right behind our current house. So it was really close. We're close to where everything kind of happened in this area.
And this is local sandstone. And then this cream colored brick, according to this article we found on the Arkansas Historic Preservation Program, which we'll link below, was actually purchased at Hegel Lumber and Supply, which is a local hardware store in Conway, 30 minutes south of here, and they are still open to this day. So it's another company that's been around a while.
Yeah. And so a few things we'll walk through, a lot of just what made Silas so special. And even like the article says, there's other people that did the mixed masonry stuff around here that did really good work too. But Silas is always going to be known as the best of the best.
Yeah.
It's just something about his houses and his just concern for every single detail.
His creativity and artistry that he put in these houses.
Yeah. And so
we can talk a little bit about that.
Yep. And so one of the things, since we're standing in front of the chimney, one of the things that he actually started integrating was these rounded corners that go up. And there's actually some other home builders that would actually hire him just to come do the chimneys for them because of that he did right there.
He was also known for putting a herringbone pattern in his rock work. And here's an example of it. You've got rocks going this way and then they turn. And that was another example of what he added.
And the coin corners, using the cream brick, using the coin corners offset. They even talked about how he actually, because out here in the middle of rural, area, getting windows made, custom fit, delivered, all that stuff, he actually would get glass pre-cut, which Hegel's is known for that today. Yeah. So I'm So most likely it probably came from Hegel as well, the glass for the windows. And he would actually build the frames in the house, or right here on site, and make the windows. These are the old aluminum. These were probably put on back in probably the 70s or 80s or something, probably. These are going to end up, we're going to remove them and go back just to the double hung.
He also did, if you look on these columns, where he's got the offset rock in a kind of a zipper pattern, that's another
yeah, you can also see
mark
that
of what he does.
here too.
There's just so much detail work that he put into these houses.
He's also known for the star patterns above in the gables on the front of the houses. He'd add a small rock and do that as well. So we'll step back and just get a view of the front of the house, and we'll walk around it and show you the outside. So one of the things too I want to point out is the rock that he offset between the coins. And if you look at the windows, you can see that all the way around the window here. You can also see it around the window here as well. This window was added back in I think it was in the 90s. No, it was early 2000s when it was sold. And that person put this window in, so it's not original. But there was a window there. Same thing with the coins here, how they're offset around the windows. It's just, everything he did was just completely just unique. The herringbone again, pattern inside the rock. So let's go inside. We'll see what we've got going on in there. So this is the original living room, and inside the fireplace, someone had come in and put a gas little fire thing there. Obviously, we're going to take that back out. Our whole plan for this entire house is to try to just completely update the wiring, plumbing, add insulation where we have none. As far as I know, we have no insulation whatsoever in the walls, exterior walls of this house. There is a little bit in what little attic space we have up here. Our attic has actually we're one of 3 houses, we'll show you that later, that actually have a finished attic space. But very little insulation in this house. So we're going to come back, redo all the wiring, move some outlets around, configure things a little bit differently. And then we'll have some blown insulation in the pockets and cavities all the way around the exterior of the wall, around the house. So
we've quickly discovered this house is like an onion. There are many, many layers on the walls. I think just in this room alone, we found 3 layers of wallpaper, a layer of sheetrock on top of that, and then a layer of paneling plus paint.
Yes.
And that is also proving true in the other rooms. So anytime an update was done in this house, I think they just went over whatever was there.
Just added a layer.
Added a layer to it.
Yeah. And so our plan is to remove everything from the interior house of the walls, whether it be the inside walls or the outside walls. Just remove everything down, get it back down just
to the shiplap.
To the shiplap. Then we can work with that by rerouting wires. We're one of the few houses that actually have a basement underneath us as well. Not in this section. We have there's a basement under the center section of the home. Just this front section here and the back section in the back is not, a basement. But working through the basement, we have a crawl space underneath us. We're going to be able to put all new wiring in and update it. And we'll show you why we need wiring updates here in a minute when we get to that. So this is the living room.
Let's move to the dining room.
Yep. In the dining room, lights on. We actually started pulling stuff apart, and if you come over and get a close up on this, this is my favorite wallpaper that we have found throughout this house.
It's got a sweet little border at the top.
And then in the middle of the day and the sun's out, you can actually see the lines on this actually glowing. It's kind of cool, but it's all this is coming out. We found the door for this upstairs. This door was upstairs. We didn't really know what it went to. One day I was down here and was like, oh, hey, wait a minute. This goes here. And so we got to fix a glass panel on it, but this is going to go back up.
There was originally a wall here.
Yeah, there was...
at some point, they removed it.
Yeah, at some point, there's this and this other header over here that we suspected were not original like this. And so we went ahead and pulled this loose to see what we have. And we actually have cut off wall. So there was a wall here. There's been things done. There's this has been added. That's been added. We have pocket doors that I don't think they were original either, the way that they were cut in and some things with that. Flooring, we talked about. There's flooring. If you look right there in the dining room, we have what looks like pine flooring. We have a different type in the living room. But the majority of the house, from what we can tell, is all going to be this pine-looking wood
there's
flooring.
Wood flooring underneath this linoleum.
Yes. And so we're going to get back to that and strip everything down to the wood.
This quirky little wall.
Yeah, this wall right here is just this is the mystery wall. You just remember that this is all flat right here, and we're going to go around and look at the other side in a minute. But there's an offset built on the end of the bedroom, and shelving in this side. It almost appears to be a window in another side. There's a electrical outlet in the interior part of that framed in area. It just, I don't know. Nothing makes sense. And I was able to get a hold of the woman the other day that bought this house. Her and her husband bought it from the daughters
Of Earl and Oza.
Earl and Oza, the people who built
the
the
original
house.
owners.
So the original people built this house in 1943, lived here all the way through. He died in 70?
He died in 1970, and Miss Oza died in 2002.
Yeah, so she lived here, and then they sold it after that. And so that homeowner, actually, she's 80 years old. Talked to her. She's going to try to meet with us. She has some pictures when she walked in, what it looked like when she bought it. Like I said, behind you is the bathroom, and there is a glass window that she put in, and then she did a few other little painting things. But she said no, she didn't do any of this. This is all would have been Earl and Oza.
Yeah, that time period.
Yep, maybe the pocket doors that they were added, some of the flooring stuff, all that. So.
The kitchen cabinets were added by the owner before us. So they were added. She owned the house from 1993 to last month. Yeah. So sometime between 1993 and 2025, these cabinets were added.
Yeah, and from what I was told, I think we're gonna confirm this, but the doors on here were added, but the originals look more like the windows and would have been framed in with glass all around.
Open the door and show why we think that.
Well, okay, so
paper towels.
Yep, there's two things here. You had like a French style door right here that opened up. And
that's what we suspect.
I also we got the hinges here, and most of these doors were actually flat and put in. So I think I might have found some paneling out there that were actually a piece of these doors in the building next to it. Speaking of the building next to it, since we're trying to go through and just catch y'all up to where we're at, I had my son get up in the actual building next to us, the little carport, and we found this. And so it is in bad shape. You can tell just pieces of it falling apart. But we've been kind of skimming through it, reading some of the stuff, and
it's interesting.
It's very interesting. So.
And I think that's what the history of this house is. One of the things that has really made us excited.
Yes.
And learning everything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I grew up in construction. Actually, I grew up doing masonry work at 14. That's what I started doing. With a local guy from this exact area. That's who I work for. And now here I am just the construction methods, the history behind each and every addition, the little surprises, the questions that we may never have an answer to. Yeah. And some of the fun of the whole restoration process. So we'll walk through. As we're walking through, if you look down right here, you can see some of the original flooring that we're going to try to restore. Speaking of wallpaper, we have found all kinds of wallpaper in the bathroom here. We had paneling. This is not tile, it's paneling. This is also a paneling. Then we had sheetrock and wallpaper. So
this is in 2 different kinds.
Yep. It's a lot going on in here. So I'm going to redo this, and we're not sure exactly how we're doing this yet, but we're so
it's a quirky little area.
Tiny little area.
Our pantry with more wallpaper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we.
Or a linen closet.
I think we counted 18 different styles, colors, patterns, variants of wallpaper so far in the house.
And it's not only on the walls, it's on the ceiling.
Yes, so we have 3 layers of wallpaper on the ceiling. We have different wallpaper, paneling that had wallpaper on it with a border before they painted it, which is that right there. So we pulled this panel loose and found out that, and it makes sense, that this was the exterior of the wall with a little back porch on it. And so they framed in the back porch and included that into the house now. So this did have a set of double windows like this. And it's been framed in, which we'll work on that. And if you're not familiar with double hung weighted windows, they have a weight in this pocket. They actually have two, one on each side here and then one on each side in the back. And you actually can raise up this. This is the only window we have in the whole house. I was going to say that actually works, but it's still stiff. But they actually will go up and down, and they're double hung. And that's going to be a process in itself. But we plan on removing all of these, stripping the paint back off of them, getting everything working, new sash ropes, make sure the weights are all good and everything in there, and make them back.
And taking the commercial windows off.
Yeah, and then
the aluminum windows off.
Yeah, and then those aluminum windows that I pointed out earlier, they will actually be removed, and we'll have back to just the wooden framed 6x6 windows, double hung windows.
This room had carpet.
Yeah.
So the hardwood this is the hardwood that was under the carpet.
This wood flooring underneath it, and this is what we have throughout the entire house. We do have a leak, as you can see right there, that has happened, but we do have extra flooring in the walls and some other places that we can rob to actually work on that. So now back to our mystery wall that we talked about. This is the offset that we were talking about, where instead of it being just a flat wall, as it used to be, you can kind of come in here and see, this used to be the wall, and they've cut in that section there, reframed that back in, but there's some shelves through here. it to me looks like there could have been a door on that side, shelving with like a little broom closet area right there, because this was actually enclosed with sheetrock, as you can tell down there. This had sheetrock, and it was divided here, and then we had something going on here, which maybe this was framed in, a little nook or something with shelves or something for this room, or a little dresser maybe made into the wall or something.
But there's also that light outlet.
Yeah, there's
right
also,
there.
but then there's an outlet right in the middle of that. So I'm not sure. But we're going to take that out. The flooring actually goes all the way back up and beats this. So we'll actually be able to trim that back out. So, and this is still original baseboard in this room. A lot of it's been changed. We have a little closet here.
It's a walk-through closet.
Yeah, and right now we're thinking dividing this in half and having a closet on this side to hang stuff, and then a closet on the other side for like linens and stuff for the laundry room area. We'll show you in a minute.
Or utility closet.
Yeah. So yeah, we can go back here and what used to be the porch, and it's been framed in, and they used it as an extra bedroom. What we're going to do is actually make a master bedroom, I think, on this side.
Master bath, I'm sorry.
Yeah, master bath on this side, and kind of change this whole configuration up. So as you can see, this is the window. They framed in the window. That's that bedroom right there. So talk about coming back in here, reframing this. And what we've done so far, you see the ceiling, we pulled this stuff out and kind of prepped it, because everything above me here and to the wall right here is all going to come off. All that roofing is coming off. And then what we're going to do is come in and raise this side about 13 inches. And that will give us the right height, our ceiling in here. We're going to go from a 7 foot. We'll actually have an 8 foot ceiling inside here. We'll make it all uniform with the rest of the house. And we're still deciding on the roof. We may be bringing the gable on that back side all the way out here. So you can look outside. We've cut a tree.
It was too close to the house.
Too close to the house. We're planning on putting a porch out here on the back. Probably put a door in somewhere right in here. And we'll have a back porch in the back. Here's that other closet. Other side of that closet. And then this room, you see the exterior of the house was right here. Brick. And there was a window right there that you can't see in the bedroom because it's been sheetrocked over. So we'll end up exposing that at some point. We're cleaning that wall. So laundry room area. We plan on actually doing away with the door and these windows. Probably put these windows maybe back on a little corner thing we're going to build off the back side of that porch area. Try to reuse and just keep everything here. So. But this will be a straight wall, cleaning all this up. Make this look like it was actually part of the house.
Yeah. Here's the little half bath. It's not very pretty, but we've got plans to make that a little bigger.
Yeah, we'll expand it all the way out to about here somewhere. And so, we'll go upstairs next. So like I said earlier, we are one of 3 houses that we know of that the article mentioned that actually has a finished upstairs like this. And it's definitely not anything big or fancy, but it is unique and it's just cool.
We've got wood flooring.
So I suspected we had this as well. We do have the wood flooring in all of this upstairs. So we're going to pull all the carpet out. What do we do with that? Trying to get, this was all falling apart. There was just plaster on it and it just all fallen anyway. So we went to see what we actually have in here, and just like below, there's no insulation here anywhere really. There's very minimal. Somebody threw some bags out in the attic spaces to the sides, but when we were tearing this apart, found this, a little nook. And so I think what we're going to probably do is build something similar to that between every section of studs down that wall, and then trim them all out and make bookshelves out of that whole section. Maybe put like a little reading couch.
Yeah.
And stuff on the other side. And then if we end up doing the gable stops right here, but this gable might actually go all the way out to the edge of that out there, if you can see it, and bring that out. So this right here, I think we're going to do away with this little flat and just do it vaulted, and that'll give us a little more headroom in here.
Oh, here's a good example of the wiring.
Yeah, and so the wiring, you got stuff here. And believe it or not, this is some of the better looking wiring that we've come across. There's some downstairs that I meant to show you. If we remember when we go downstairs, it's right there in the corner. We'll show you some of that. So this is all when you get done. This is attic space right here. We actually had looked in this attic and saw something boxed in down there and wondered what it was, which made us go to that and look at it. But yeah, we're going to need to redo all of this. And it's just it's a tight little fun place that I can see children having a lot of fun up here running around. So, but yeah.
It's that cottage, quirky character.
Yeah. And so, yep. Let's go downstairs. We'll look at that wiring right there around the corner. Before we go, so look at that wiring right there. It's just some of it right here. So we need to do some wiring. So one of the things that not many of the houses, I think we might be one of 3 also that have a basement. And so, if you want to come right over here and kind of look at what we got going on. Heat and air units down here. Some of the plumbing is coming in, tying in. It all goes out to our septic. That's the front bedroom or front living room area underneath there on the crawl space. And then where we're standing is right here in the middle part of the house. And then that section right there is underneath what was the porch, but is now going to be where the half bath and all that stuff is up there in the laundry room. So if we add on up top, we could move some of the heat and air stuff up there and change things, but we don't know where we're going with that yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far.
We got a lot
yeah.
to think about and deal with. So anyway.
Yeah. So we're starting this journey of making this house a home again. Yeah. And
yeah, and it's going to be a long process. This is something we plan on. It probably takes about 1.5 years to do.
1.5 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Kind of the timeline.
Yeah. So if you like it, subscribe and just follow us and follow the journey that we're on. We actually have followed a couple other couples that have done this and like it. This will give us the idea to do this. So hope you enjoy. Till next time.
See you on the next time.